Hello guys. This is Sharat Chandar K. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we will create a beautiful dynamic mini calendar from scratch using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Without wasting your time, let's dive into a quick demo. In this demo, we can see a mini calendar that displays all days in a current month with highlighting the current day here, and we have listed all the days values and when it was starts and when it was ends. And then we have a ability to change the month with the help of month selection on top of the week list above here. Once we click this, tool will pop a list of months in an year. Based on this selection, tool will pick the entire days dynamically with the help of JavaScript date object, and this will place all the days based on the week value like when it was starts and when it was ends. And then we'll have a option to navigate the years as per our wish. These year values, we don't have any restrictions. We can check all the years as much as we can. So I will navigate here and again I will change to February. Right now the February starts with Wednesday and it was ends on Tuesday, and I can able to check for the next year. See, if I change to the next year, it will automatically picks the dates based on the month as well as the year. For the upcoming February, we have a 29 days because this was a leap year. We have also handled the leap years too. Navigate to next 4 years and then we can able to see the next leap year on 2028. And I can able to change to December again and I will navigate to the current year, and then tool will place the current date based on the date object. But we were not stopping there. I will explain every line of code so you truly understand how this works. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully functional mini calendar with JavaScript date object knowledge. That's all for the demo. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe for more coding tutorials and tech content. Your subscription is a vote of confidence and it enables us to keep producing high quality, informative video that you can learn and enjoy with your friends. Let's build our own. Here I have already created a project folder name called mini calendar. Let me open this into my favorite code editor, Visual Studio Code. For that I will drag this directly into a Visual Studio Code, and Visual Studio Code will automatically loads all the file inside it. Inside that I have already created a three different file name called index.html, style.css and script.js. We'll add the HTML boilerplate into the index.html. For that we have a abbreviation, type exclamation mark and hit enter. It will automatically create a HTML boilerplate inside it, and then we'll change the title to mini calendar by Sharat Chandar K, and then we'll link other two files into the index.html. For that we have another embed abbreviation name called link colon css. If we hit this, it will automatically create a link tag with the help of href with the default name style.css. The link tag defines the relationship between current document and an external resource. And now we'll link the script.js. For that we have another embed abbreviation with script colon src. If I hit this, it will automatically create a script tag with the help of source attribute, and we need to manually type the script file name here. For ours, name as script.js. A script tag is used to embed an client-side script, or it points to an external script file through the source attribute. And then we'll add the differ keyword here. Differ keyword is an boolean keyword. This will help us to load our script file once the page has paused the loading. And we'll add the HTML elements inside the body. Body element contains all the content of an HTML document. So inside that, first we'll add the div container. For that we have another abbreviation with div dot contains class and then container. If I hit enter, Visual Studio Code will automatically create a div tag with a class attribute with the value of container. Inside that we'll add another div with the help of class calendar header. If I hit, it will create a div tag with the class attribute with the value of calendar header. Now let us see our HTML file in action. For that we have installed Visual Studio Code extension called Go Live. In the status bar, if you click this, the tool will automatically load our index.html into the default browser. What is go live? Generally, when we make any changes into our code, to see that we need to manually refresh the page. For that, Visual Studio Code live server coming to the picture. For that, if I change anything in an index.html, I will add a calendar here. If I save, now you can able to see the changes instantly into the default browser. When we save or modify, it will auto refresh into the browser. That is how go live will work. And I will remove this, style this container. I will jump into the style.css. Here we'll add the asterisk. Asterisk is an wildcard that means all element. This is an universal selector to set default value for all the elements. I will set margin and padding to 0 for all elements with the help of global selector. And then we'll set the font family, Poppins, and then box sizing, border box. We'll add the import URL for the font family. And now we'll style the body. For that, we have a selector with the help of body name. So I can directly add the selector of body name and I will set the background color to light blue. If I save, now you can automatically see the changes into the browser. And then I will set the calendar into the center of the screen. For that, I will add height of 100 VH. VH is an viewport height and will set the display flags and then align item center and then justify content center. Now we'll style the container too. For that we have a option to style this with the help of class selector. I will jump into the style.css again with the help of class selector. With the help of dot I will add the class value name here and I will set the background of white. If I say now you can't see because we need to set the padding of 25 px. If I say now you can able to see the container. The container is placed in the center of the body and then we'll set border radius 25 px and then we'll set position to relative and we'll set overflow to hidden. If I save, now we can able to see the circle here. And now we'll jump into the index.html to add the calendar heading. So inside the calendar heading, we have displayed month and then year. So for that, I will add a span tag here with the help of class value. We'll say month picker and then with the help of ID with the same value of month picker. If I hit enter, it will automatically create a span tag with the help of class attribute with the value of month picker and then ID attribute with the value of month picker. So for now, I will say this was December and then we'll add one more div with class value of year picker. If I hit, it will create one more div. Inside that, we are going to add the year picker. For that, again, I will add a span tag with the help of class previous year. I will hit and I will add the less than arrow here and I will add the another span tag with the help of class called next year. I will hit and I will add the greater than arrow mark here. And in between that, we are going to add the label with the ID value with will say selected year. I will hit this 4 is not required for now and I will say this for 2023. If I save, now you can able to see this value. Now we'll style this. For that again I will jump into the style.css with the help of calendar header will add the styles. With the help of selector, I have missed a here. I will add the calendar header. Inside that we need to set this header in a single liner. So for that, I will add the display flags and then we'll add the space between. For that, justify content space between and then we'll set align item center and then we'll set the font height. We'll set the font size of 25 px and then we'll set the font weight to 600 and we'll set the inner spacing of padding with 10 px. If I save, you can able to see the December and the both the values is in the single liner, right? We need to style this month picker. This month picker is an selector, so I will style this too. So here with the help of class month picker, I will add the styles of padding 5 px top and bottom and 10 px for left and right and then we'll set the border radius to 10px and then cursor pointer. If I save, now you can able to see the cursor pointer here. And we need to add over style to this with the help of same month picker, and I will set this over. Once we over this, we need to change the background color to light blue color. If I save, if I over, now you can able to see the over color this. And then see, this was selecting. We need to ignore this. So for that we have a year picker. We need to restrict all the selection of this, right? So for that again I will go here and I will add the year picker class selector and will add the user select none. If I save, now you can able to see that selection. And then for these two things we need to add an event, right? For that we need to add the cursor pointer with the help of year picker with span, because inside the year picker these events we have mentioned as a span tag. With the help of this we'll add the cursor to pointer. If I save, now you can able to see the pointer only for this two particular span tag. And then now we'll add the weekdays here. For that again I will jump to the index.html, and then in the next to the calendar header we'll add another div called calendar body with the help of class calendar body. If I hit, it will create a div. Inside that we are going to add the calendar weekdays. For that we'll add another div with the help of class value calendar weekday. If I hit, it will create a div. Inside that we are going to add the weekdays. As we know, we have a 7 days in a week. We'll start the week from Sunday, and I will copy this and I will place it for 7 times. We have option like this, or we can able to delete this and we can say div asterisk into 7. If we hit this, it will create a 7 div, and then we'll add the values to it like this. Sunday, Monday, we'll hit the tab and it will automatically jump to the next div. This will Tuesday and this will Wednesday, and then this was Thursday and Friday and then Saturday. If I save, now you can able to see the week list here. Right now this was listed as list. We need to add into a column way, right? So for that I'm going to add the styles here with the help of class calendar weekday. Inside that we'll set the display to grid. If I save, and then we'll set the grid template column to repeat with 7. If I save, now you can able to see this value. Instead of row it was changed to columns, and here we have a option to rows too. And if I change these things to column, this will affect it in a column way. And then we'll add the font weight to it with 600, and then we'll set the height of 50 px. If I save, now you can able to see this, right? And then we need to place this center. So for that again I will add the same class value, and then we'll add the div. So with the help of this calendar value, what are the styles we are going to add, this will applicable to all the divs. So for the divs we'll set to display grid, and we'll set place items center, and then we'll set the color to light gray color. If I save, now you can able to see this. And then we are going to add the days here, right? For that we'll add one more div here, div with the help of class we call it calendar day. If I hit enter, it will create a calendar day here. And then we are going to display the month values, right? For that I will create one more div with help of class month list. If I hit, it will create a div. This calendar day and then month list was dynamic. This will handled in the script.js. In the script.js, we need to add the declarations. Before that, how we can add the declarations? For that, we'll have a option to add the declaration with the help of document. Document represent your web page. Console.log here, and if I hit F12 here, you can able to see the document. Document object is the owner of all other object in your web page. If you want to access any element in an web page, you always start with accessing the document object. With the help of this document, we are going to declare the declarations. So for that, I will add the const with month picker equal to document dot get element by id with the help of month picker. if I go here, you can able to see the ID here. If I copy this, we are going to place this here. And then we'll add the console.log to check what it was written. Console.log month picker. If I save, now you can able to see the span tag here. It will return the entire span tag of the document. This is how the DOM tree will work. And then we'll add the another declarations with the help of the same const. Then we are going to add the selector here. So I will copy this ID and we'll add the declarations with document dot get element by ID. If I will place this ID value and if I add this, now you can able to see the entire label here. So then we'll add the month list here. So for the month list, document dot get element by ID. If I go here in the div, we don't have any ID. Then how can I reach with this div? For that, we have a option to get query selector. With the help of document dot query selector, and I will add the month list here, and I will change the console.log with month list. If I save, now you can see a null here. Why? Because as I said, this is a query selector. We need to add the selector over there because this is a class, and then we need to mention this as a dot. If it is ID, we need to mention with the hash. As I said, if it is a class, I will add the dot here and now we'll save. Now we will get the entire div here. This is how our DOM tree will work. And then we'll add the another declaration with year picker. I will say the year picker here, and here I will add the document dot query selector dot year picker. If I check this year picker, if I save, now you will get all the values with the help of year picker. So for this year picker, we are going to add the event only for this particular span tag. This label is irrelevant for us. So for that, with the help of query selector all, if I save, now we will get the node list here. With the help of node list, we can get all the prototype inside the document. And then we are going to get only the span tag here. So I will add the span tag here, and now you can able to see only this particular two span tag. Right now we have ignored the label here. With the help of span tag, we are going to add the event to check the next year or previous year. So then we'll declare the month value here with the help of const, and I will say months, and I will add the month list. I have already copied the month list and I will paste it here. So as we know, we have the 12 months, all the month values I have pasted here. That's all for the declarations. Now we'll add the functions. A function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. I will add the function with generate calendar, and if I save, inside that we are going to check the console.log one. If I save, now we can't be able to see this because this is a function. We need to call this or we need to invoke this. So if I calls is not defined. So because we need to call after the function initialization. Now if we call this, we can say calls or we need to invoke. Then we'll get the console.log here inside this. Inside this, we are going to generate a dynamic days and then month values here. So inside this generate calendar, we need to generate the days and we need to append this into the calendar days, right? So again, I will copy this class value. Inside that, I'm going to add the another declaration with let calendar days equal to document dot query selector, and we'll add the class of dot and with the value of calendar days. We'll add the console.log to check we are getting the calendar days div here. If I save, now we are received this calendar days here. Inside this, we are going to add the days, right? For that, we need to get the days in a month. So I will add the let first day equal to new date. What is date? We'll check this date here with the help of console.log. If I save, now you can able to see the current date here. With the help of this current date, we can able to get the first date and then the last date. So again, I will add one more let with last day equal to new date, and then we'll say the year of 2023 and we'll pause the month of 11. As we know, we are going to start with the day of 1. If I save, now we will get a first day of the month December 01, and then in the last date how we can calculate. So for that already we know we are in the 2023, and then we are going to add the 12, and then we are going to set to 0 the last day. If I save, now you can see the last day of the month December 31st. So if I change to 10 and I will change these things to 11, this will start at November 1 and this will start at the November 30. With the help of this we are going to set the days here. So as we know, we have got the first day and then the last day for the current month, right? If I save, again we can see the December 1 and then December 30. We are going to append all the values inside this. As we received first day and the last day, with the help of this, we will get a total days. Days equal to last day dot. We have a option to get only the date, get date. So if I add a console.log with get date, if I save, now you will get 1 and 31. So with the help of this, and we'll add this total days inside the console.log, because we have received the total days of 31, right? This 31 we are going to append here. So for that we have a for loop option with for loop index of I, and then we'll change the array to total days, and then inside this I will add the console.log and I will say I. If I save, now we will get 0 to 30. These things we will change. So here inside this I will create one let with div. We have a option to create a element with the help of create element, and I will say value of div and then div dot inner HTML equal to I, and then we have already created a calendar days. Inside this we are going to append this child with the help of div. If I save, now you can see the days it was appended 1 to 30, right? This was listed all this in a row. So for that we'll add the styles to it. So for that I will jump into the style.css. We are going to add the styles to the calendar day. I will add the calendar day with the help of display grid, and I will add the same grid template column. It will repeat for 7 times with one frame. If I save, now we can able to see this, right? How cool is this, right? We have appended all the dates directly into the calendar days. We'll align this with the help of gap to px, and then we'll add the styles to the each div. So again we're going to add the class value calendar day. As I said, if I set to div, this will applicable for all the divs, and I will add the width of 55 px and then height of 55 px, and then we'll set display flags to align to center. With that, with the help of align item center, and then justify content center, and then we'll set the inner spacing padding 5 px. If I save, now you can able to see the divs, and we'll change the cursor to pointer, and then we'll set the position to relative. If I save, now you can able to see the cursor too. And here we have directly started the days from 0 and it was completed on 30. In the calendar of current month, the December starts on Friday, but in our case it was started on the Sunday. We need to fix this, right? I will jump into the script.js. Here we have counted the total days, right? We need to set this total days based on the values. So I will add the last date here with the total days with the help of first day dot get day. Here we have added the first date dot get day. What is get day? The get day is a current date for the values, because this was on Friday, so we'll get a 5. This should start on Friday. As I showed the full calendar, it was started on the Friday because we have the first date. If I remove this, if I save, now you can see that December it was started on the Friday, right? You can able to see this. With the help of this get day, we'll add this. It will append with the 5 with the entire 31 days, and we are started with 0 and we have 35 days total here. With the help of this, we are going to reduce and will start from adding on the Friday. So for that, inside this for each, I will add a if condition, and I will say I greater than equal to first day dot get day. and I will append this. If I save, now you can able to see I have added a condition to check I greater than equal to first day, and it was started adding on the Friday, and we have matched to start with the Friday, but the date value is wrong. So we'll fix that with the help of div inner HTML, and we'll say minus first day dot with get day. We have started on 0 and it was ended with Sunday on 30, and we have started on Friday and it was ended on 31 on Sunday. We need to change this. Instead of 0 we can add here plus 1. If I save, now you can able to see 1 and 31 here. So we can change this to November, and I will save change this date because it was started from 0. So if I save, now we are in the November. It was started on Wednesday and it was completed on Thursday with 30. I will check here Wednesday and then Thursday for 30. Right. And I will refresh. Now we will get this. And now we'll add the current day object to here. So for that, again, I will add the if condition and I will check I minus first day dot get day plus 1, because it will get the I minus then these things, and this will get the current day of current date object. So for that, I will create one more let variable here, and I will say current date equal to new date. With the help of current date dot get day, if this matches, we need to add the class to it. With the help of div class list dot add class value of, will say current date. If I save, if I'll navigate to this element here, and we can able to see the divs, the current date is was not appended. Here we have the error because we have added the get day, we have missed the function object. If I save, now you can able to see the current date here. Right now we are in the December 6th, and it was appended this to the current day, and I will add the class values to this. With the help of this class value, with the help of class selector, I will add the background color to same light blue color. If I save, see, now you can able to see the style to this, and then we'll add the font color to white. If I save, now you can able to see this, and then we'll add the border radius to 50%. If I save, now you can able to see this. Now we have added the styles to the current date here, and then we need to change this as dynamic values, and based on the selection we need to change this, right? So for that, first we'll fix this event to change the year. So for that, I will add the event to this. We have already added a event picker here. With the help of this event picker dot for each, and then we'll get the icon inside this, and we'll add the console dot log of icon. If I save, file it F12, now I'll get this two icons. With the help of these two icons, we are going to increase and decrease this year. For that, I will add the event listener for all the icons. Add event listener with the help of click, and we'll post the parameter of element here, and then inside the function we'll check if for which functionality what we are going to do. For that, again I will copy this console.log inside, and I will change these things to e dot target. If I save, if I click, we'll get this particular tag. See, if I will get for next, and I will get for previous. With the help of this class, we are going to add this. So I will check if e dot. For that, how we can get the class value. Here we have already added the target dot class list dot value. If I save, if I click this, now we'll get the class value here. See, next and previous, next and previous. We are going to add or reduce the year. So with the help of this double equal to, and I will check the previous year, and then we'll add the else condition because we have that only two icons, right? So for that, first we'll get the current year. So if I save, with the help of this, I will go here, and in the label we have already added the selected year. With the help of selected year dot inner HTML will say plus plus. If I save, it was minus minus, and then the same thing for selected year dot inner HTML will say plus plus. If I save, Now the 2023 is there. We can able to reduce and we can able to increase this. If I refresh, we need to get the current year. Right now we have outcoded this. I will remove this. If I see now we can't able to get this. Instead of outcode, we are going to add these values dynamically. So for that, I will add one more let declaration here and will say selected current year equal to, before that we'll create let today's date equal to new date. With the help of this today's date dot get full year, and if I save, still nothing will happen, and then we'll set this on the Windows onload. So for that we have a option dot Windows add event listener. With the help of load, we'll set the selected year dot inner HTML equal to selected year, sorry, selected current year. If I save, now we will get this 2023 and we can able to change this and we can able to see this, and then we'll change the dynamic of current month too. So for that I will add one more declaration with called selected current month with the help of today's date dot get month, and we'll have the option. If I console.log here, if I save, now we have get the value of 11. As I said, in the date object, values start from 0, and with the help of this we'll get the selected month. And how we can append to this? For this we have already month object here. With the help of month object, if I save, now we will get the December value here. So this one we can directly append to the month object. Month picker dot inner HTML equal to month value. If I save, now you can able to see the December here. I will remove these values from here. Right now we have added this all the elements as dynamic. Now the one thing is missed. We need to add the month list here. If I click this, we need to open the month list, right? So for that, first we'll load the month list. For that, again I will jump to the script.js. While on load, we need to do that. So for that, we have already added a month list array. With the help of month list array for each, and we'll say month comma I will get the index 2. With the help of this, I will add the console.log of month. If I save, now you can able to see all the month here. This month we are going to append into the month list, right? So for that we have already added a month list declaration here. Month list dot append. What we are going to append? We are going to append the div. For that we'll create a div with help of let declaration with document dot create element. We'll create a div with the help of document, and then div dot inner HTML equal to, we'll get the month and directly we'll add the div to it. If I save, now you can able to see all the list of month in the output window, right? We need to add the styles to it. So for that, again I will jump to the style.css. Here we'll add the month list. With the help of class selector, we'll set the position to absolute. If I save, we can able to see the position and it was displayed only one values, because all the values as inside this. You can able to see all the values here. And then we'll set the width of 100 percentage, and then we'll set the height of 100 percentage, and then we'll set top to 0, left to 0. If I save, now you can able to see it was appended on the top. We'll set the inner spacing of padding 20 px, and then we'll set the display to grid. If I save, now you can able to see on top of the calendar. And then we are going to set the grid repeated columns. With the template we need to repeat for 3, and we'll set the frame for auto. If I save, now you can able to see this, and then we'll set the gap of 5 px. If I save, now you can get these values here. So whenever we click this, then only we need to get this div, right? So for that we'll set the background color to white. If I save, now you can able to see only this div, that background is hidden, right? So for that we'll set the pointer event to none, and then we'll set the visibility to hidden. If I save, now you can't able to see that. Here we have the month list. If you remove this visibility, now we can able to see this. We'll add the styles to it. like this in the JavaScript. So I will close this. Once we click this, that div we need to display, and based on the selection we need to change, right? Then we'll display visibility. We'll remove this. If I save, we'll get this. Now, once we click this, we need to show that, right? So for that, again, I will add the styles to that month list. Once we hit this show, with the help of show subclass, we are going to show that value, right? I will set the visibility to visible, and then pointer event to visible. If I save, nothing will happen. We'll add this show to this particular selection. If we hit this, we are going to get that. Right. Again, for that, I will jump to the script.js. Here we have a option to add that. So I will add the month picker dot on click. We'll set the month list dot class list dot add. We can say simply show. If I save, once we click this, see, now we can able to see that. If I refresh, if I click this, I will refresh, I will get that. So I will add some styles to it. So we'll add the transform scale 1.5, and then here we'll add the transform scale to 1. If I save, now you can able to see that. If I click, we can able to get this, and then we'll add the transition to it. Once we click this, we need to get erase in out. So for that, we'll add the transition to set all, and we'll set the 0.2 seconds delay with erase in and out. If I save, if I refresh, you can able to see that styles too. It was in the top of the list. We are going to add the styles to it. For that, again, month list with all the div, we are going to set to center of the screen with the help of display grid, and then we'll set the place items to center. If I say, now you can able to see these are the center, and then we'll add the width of 100 percentage, and we'll set the padding top and left for 5 px and right and left for 20 px, and then border radius we'll set for 10 px, and then we'll set text align to center, and then we'll set the cursor to pointer. If I save, now you can able to see the cursor pointer. With a click, again we need to get the particular month here. So for that, again I will jump to the script.js. In the script.js, already we have added a month list in the window onload. Here we are going to add the event listener for each div. So for that, I will add the div dot on click equal to the function will set month list dot class list dot. We need to remove the show subclass here. So I will add this. I will go here and I will click December. If I click now, it will remove this. See, and once we remove, we need to change this December values. I will select February, and we need to change these things too. So for that, we'll add the values to that. So if I refresh, we need to get these values in the generated calendar. We have set these values as static. We need to set this based on the current month and then current year. So for that, I will pause the month and then year 2, and I will remove this invoke from here, and I will add this inside the window onload. Instead of this, we have already added selected current month above, and then selected current year above. If I save, now we are paused this, and we need to change this from here. Instead of this, we'll add the year, and we'll add the year 2, and then we'll say this first day of month, and we are going to add the month plus 1, because we are going to get the last day. If I save, now you can get this December and 2023 with the current date, and then we'll add the same thing. Whenever we change this, we need to change the values to, right? So for that, I will copy this generated calendar function call, and I will jump into the year picker event. Here I will call this, and then if I save, see, it was appending. I will refresh, and I need to remove this two values, and instead of this, we are going to append from the function itself. So I will jump here. Inside this, I will remove this console.log, and then we'll set month picker dot inner HTML equal to months of array, and then we'll get the month parameter from here. and then we'll add the same thing for year picker too. Selected year dot inner HTML will directly place the year. If I save, and then before this we are going to clear all the calendar days here. With the help of calendar days dot inner HTML will set to null. If I save, if I jump, was nothing was happened. Why? If I refresh, if I click selected current month, okay, because we need to set this selected current month here. We have set this selected month already there. I will remove this, and we need to set this selected current year here. We'll set minus minus, and for this we'll set things to plus plus. If I save, if I hit next, we are changing the values, but still this current day is placed for the years. As I said, we are going to fix with this current day with the help of year 2. So we have already placed this if condition based on the current values, and then we need to set this with the help of year double equal to, we have already added a current date with get full year, and then we need to add the another uncondition with the same if with the current date dot get month. If I save, if we navigate to the next year, now you can't able to see that selected current date. If I navigate to the previous month, now we will get this value, and I will go to the this one. If I click, still it was not changed. So we need to work on that. Again, I will jump to that month for each event. Yeah, we are going to change this. Whenever we click, again we need to add these values, right? For that, we'll add the index with the current month equal to I, and then we'll add the generated column. We'll pause the I, and we'll pause the selected current year. If I save, if I click this, if I click on January, we'll get the January dates here. If we click to December, and this will append all the December dates with the current selected days, and we can able to navigate to the next year, and we can able to navigate to the previous year. And here we have missed that whenever we navigate this, we are going to add the animation to this. For that, I will go to the style.css. Whenever we click, we are going to add the animations with the help of keyframe. Here inside that calendar days, here we are going to add the animations with, we'll say, to top. We are going to navigate this from to top, and I will say forward. If I save, nothing will happen because this is a parameters. This we need to create a keyframes with the help of keyframes, and I will set this to top, and here we are going to add the 0% and then 100%, right? Whenever this was 0%, and we are going to add the transform translate to y 100%. If I say, see, now you can able to see the design, right? It was transforming from top to bottom, and then we'll say the opacity to 0, and once it reaches, we are going to set the transform translate y to 0, and then we'll set the opacity to 1. If I save, now you can see that animation. If I navigate, you can able to see this. If I change this here, you can able to see this. I can able to navigate for 2024. This was a leap year, and we will get the dynamic days based on the current month values. It was started on 1 and it was completed on 29. On the 2024 it was leap year, and again I will go to the 2023 February. We have the 28 days, and again I will click this month selection, and I will go to December, and you can able to see the current date here. So based on this, we can able to navigate and play around this weekdays and then months here. If you are interested in JavaScript projects, I have created a playlist called JavaScript project for beginner to advanced. I have added a link in the description. Please check it out. That's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.